Tell me if this feels familiar. You wake up tired, even when you slept. You scroll for hours, but none of it is actually fun. You hang out with people you like and still feel weirdly alone. And when you look back at your week, it's just gone. Nothing's technically wrong. You're not in crisis, but everything feels off. Like life is running in the background on low volume. And here's the disturbing part. This isn't just you. This is the default setting of modern life. A silent glitch stealing entire years without you realizing it. Most people never figure out why. They just accept the numbness. They call it adulthood. They think it's normal, but it's not. And in this video, we're breaking it wide open, because once you see what's really hijacking your brain, you can't unsee it. And at the end, I'll give you the missing reset key, the one shift that makes life feel sharp, exciting, real again. If you've ever thought, why does nothing feel wrong but nothing feels right either? This is your answer. Stay. This might be the most valuable video you'll watch this year. Chapter 1. Dopamine Debt. Why fun feels flat. You ever notice how fun doesn't actually feel fun anymore? You open TikTok for a quick scroll. Suddenly, it's 2 hours later and you don't even remember what you watched. You start a new show, and halfway through the first episode, you're already reaching for your phone. Even ordering food doesn't hit like it used to. You're excited until it arrives. Then it's just calories. Here's the uncomfortable truth. You're not broken. You're in dopamine debt. Think of dopamine like your brain's currency for excitement. It's not happiness itself. It's the anticipation chemical. The little voice that says, ooh, this will feel good. The problem? You're overdrafting. Every scroll, every binge, every little one more episode is like swiping a credit card. Quick hit now, flatness later. And when you do this all day, your brain gets so blasted with micro rewards that real rewards can't compete. That's why nothing feels good. The baseline is fried. A night out with friends, a new hobby, even the things you used to love, they all feel dull compared to the slot machine in your pocket. And here's the dark part. Your brain adapts to this overload. So the more stimulation you chase, the less it delivers. You're chasing highs that get shorter, weaker, and emptier. That's dopamine debt. Not depression, not laziness, just your brain running on max volume until silence feels unbearable. So if you've been wondering, why do I feel nothing even when I'm doing things I enjoy? This is it, and it doesn't stop here. Because dopamine debt isn't the only glitch. Even if you fixed it, there's another invisible drain you can't escape. Chapter 2. Microstress. Death by 1,000 pings. Okay, quick question. Why does your heart spike when your phone buzzes, even if it's just a group chat meme? Or why do you check your email, see 2 unread, and suddenly feel like you're drowning? It's not a crisis. It's not a disaster. But somehow, it feels heavy. That's microstress. Not the big movie-style stress like breakups, hospital visits, or losing a job. I'm talking about the little background static, the unread DMs, the "let's talk tomorrow" text from your boss, the calendar reminders you keep snoozing. Individually, nothing. Together, they pile up like bricks, and your brain hasn't evolved to handle that. It was built for one lion in the bushes, not 50 tiny lions in your notifications. So what happens? Your body goes into mini fight or flight all day long, until you're exhausted, not from doing hard things, but from constantly preparing for emergencies that never come. That's why you get home after an easy day and collapse. It wasn't easy. It was 1,000 tiny alarms your nervous system couldn't shut off. And here's the scary part. Because the stress is so small, you never respect it. You just think, why am I so tired? Nothing even happened today. Something did happen. It just happened in microscopic doses, over and over again. That's why life feels off. Not because of one big problem, but because of thousands of tiny ones stealing your energy under the radar. And if micro-stress keeps draining you, your brain looks for escape valves. More scrolling, more distractions, more chasing fun that doesn't work, which drops you right back into dopamine debt. See the loop? And it gets worse. Because even if you turned off every notification, there's another trap you can't escape. Chapter 3. Choice. Overload. Too free to feel free. You ever open Netflix, scroll for 40 minutes, and then just rewatch The Office? Or stare at a restaurant menu like you're defusing a bomb? Or swipe through 200 dating profiles and still think, hey, none of them feel right. That's choice overload. See, humans were designed for like 2 options. Hunt the deer or don't. Eat the berries or risk dying. That's it. But in 2025, you're drowning in infinite options. Jobs, partners, cities, hobbies, even which milk to buy. Almond? Oat? Soy? Does it even matter anymore? And here's the messed up part. More options should make you happier. Instead, they paralyze you. Because the more choices you have, the more chances you have to pick wrong. And when you do pick, your brain whispers, but what about all the options you didn't pick? That's why every decision feels heavy. like you're closing infinite doors forever. So even when you choose something good, it doesn't feel good. It feels like loss. No wonder your 20s and 30s feel off. It's not that you're lazy or confused. It's that the modern world gives you 1,000 possible lives and forces you to murder 999 of them just to live one. And your brain wasn't built to grieve that kind of math. So yeah, you're free. But you don't feel free. You feel trapped by the weight of unlimited freedom. And here's the kicker. While you're busy paralyzing yourself with choices, time isn't waiting. It's slipping. Quietly. Relentlessly. Chapter 4. Time slip. Living. Where did my week go? Be honest. When was the last time you felt a week? Not just lived through it, but actually remembered it. Because for most of us, time doesn't pass anymore. It disappears. Monday turns into Friday. Friday turns into Monday again. And suddenly you're like, wait, wasn't New Year's last month? That's time slip living. Here's why it happens. Your brain only bookmarks life when something feels new or emotional. The first time you drove, the first kiss, the trip where you got lost in another country. But now, your days look the same. Wake up, scroll, work, scroll again, sleep, repeat. No wonder time feels like it's evaporating. There's nothing for your brain to bookmark. And here's the dark twist. This isn't just about memory. When time feels blurry, life itself feels meaningless. Because if you can't feel the days passing, you start to wonder what you're even living for. That's why you look back and think, where did this year go? What did I even do? It's not that you did nothing. It's that routine and overstimulation erase the feeling of time. And that makes life feel empty, even when everything looks fine. But there's one last thief that makes this worse. Because even when you try to slow down, even when you finally get free time, there's something missing. The silence, the stillness, the boredom that used to spark creativity, curiosity, and actual joy. Except now, it's gone. Chapter 5. The Boredom Blackout. Why killing boredom killed your joy? Remember when being bored was normal, like sitting in the backseat of a car staring out the window, or lying on your bed with nothing to do but think? Yeah, that doesn't exist anymore. The second boredom creeps in, you grab your phone. Scroll, tap, refresh, boom, boredom gone. But here's the twist. Boredom wasn't the enemy. Boredom was the engine. It's what pushed you to doodle, to daydream, to text a friend, to go outside, to start that random hobby. Boredom was your brain saying, hey, let's create something. And now, that spark is gone. Because the moment you feel even 2 seconds of stillness, you drown it with noise. TikTok, YouTube, Spotify, instant stimulation, zero imagination. And here's the sick joke. When you kill boredom, you also kill the joy that used to come after boredom. That rush of energy, the random idea, the feeling of flow, gone. Now, all you get are cheap highs, tiny dopamine spikes that fade instantly. So you never get the deeper payoff, the satisfaction of building, creating, or just being. That's why nothing feels good anymore. We killed the gap. We killed the silence. We blacked out boredom. And with it, we blacked out joy. And this ties everything together. Dopamine debt, micro-stress, choice overload, time slipping away. All of them pile up until boredom, the one natural reset button we had, is gone. So the question isn't, why does life feel off? It's, how do we bring the spark back? And that's where the framework begins. Final chapter, the missing key. Why you feel numb and how to wake up. Here's the truth. You're not broken. You're just flat. Like someone turned the brightness down on your life without asking. And it's not because anything's wrong. It's because everything's too fine. You've overdosed your brain on cheap dopamine. You've let 1,000 tiny stresses bleed you dry. You've got so many choices you feel trapped by them. Your weeks blur together until whole months vanish. And the one thing that used to reset you, boredom, got murdered by your phone years ago. So yeah, life feels off. But here's the missing key nobody says out loud. You don't fix numbness by adding more noise. You fix it by creating contrast. Think about it. Why does a lazy Sunday feel amazing after a brutal week? Why does a dumb laugh with your friends feel unforgettable after a fight? Why does a stupid coffee taste like heaven after an all-nighter? Because happiness isn't constant, it's contrast. And right now, you've flattened your life. No risk, no silence, no discomfort, just mid. That's why nothing feels good. So if you want the spark back, don't add more. Cut, strip, create space. Let things suck sometimes. Let yourself be bored. Let yourself risk. Let yourself feel uncomfortable. Because comfort isn't safe. It's anesthetic. And the longer you stay in it, the duller life gets. So the real question isn't, why does nothing feel good? It's, when's the last time I actually felt alive? And if you can't remember, that's not failure. It's just comfort doing its job too well. Comfort protects you, but it also quietly drains you. And if this video hit you, the next one is the blueprint. Why your comfort zone is silently killing your growth. and how to break out without burning out. It's the natural sequel to this one. Click here, and let's take this momentum to the next level.